Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since Rigathi Gachagua was impeached and subsequently William Ruto appointed Kithure Kindiki to replace him, there is one thing that people have been waiting for. The elusive homecoming party for Kithure Kindiki. You know, we have a culture in the country that whenever you're appointed into these political or public offices, you would throw a party. You would allow the government to be in your area, and they will be telling your people that, we love you, and that is the reason why we appointed your son or your daughter into one of these offices. As Rigathi would put it, that you are now shareholders, and even if you did not vote for the government, we have looked around and we have decided to reward you. But this homecoming party is not coming, because Mount Kenya is becoming hotter by the day, whether it is Mount Kenya West or Mount Kenya East, because when William Ruto appointed Kithure Kindiki, he thought that Mount Kenya East would easily embrace their son and reject Rigathi Gachagua. But from what we have witnessed, whether it is in Embu, Meru, Tharaka, and all that, they have decided to rally around Rigathi Gachagua. When people went for the festivities maybe last year, we thought, okay, let's wait so that we see what happens this year. So we are being told that finally William Ruto is ready to go for that homecoming party, to grace the homecoming party of Kithure Kindiki and extend it to what they call Mount Kenya Development Tour. Because those who impeached Rigathi Gachagua are having a very hard time with the people. It is a cat and mouse game. They are never wanted there. Despite pleas from several leaders to the residents of Mount Kenya to coexist with their leaders who impeached Rigathi Gachagua, those pleas have landed on deaf ears. And you've seen the way Ruto's speeches during holidays are being rejected. Even his condolence messages are being rejected in Mount Kenya. So he's been in a dilemma. So finally we are told he is ready to go to Mount Kenya. But that announcement is also coming with a lot of tension, because the allies of Rigathi Gachagua are reporting that there is an allied plan to resuscitate the outlawed Mungiki sect, to provide security to the anti-Gachagua leaders in Mount Kenya, and that they will be providing security when William Ruto tours Mount Kenya. Very severe and delicate allegations. Listen to this.
The word in the street is that His Excellency President Ruto is planning to come to Mount Kenya finally. His visit has been cut and race by the emerging groups or criminal gang groups which were outlawed in this land by the name Mungiki. And we've heard from the 31st crossover at Kabirene in Nyeri that the illegal gang group by the name Mungiki will be offering protection to the president and Mount Kenya leaders who decided to abandon their people and run to go and become choirs for William Ruto. I want to make this above statement that we know that the state intends to use government resources or taxpayer resources to come and mobilize crowds in Mount Kenya. And we want to tell them that we know you believe in our votes and believe in every Kenyan, in their entity as people who can make their decision without being coerced. Number two, we want to tell our leaders that if they really love us, they must bring us money for development, and we do not want handouts and money being poured so that they recruit our young men to illegal gangs like the Mungiki.
Now, Kate Waruguru made those startling allegations, and as a politician, she can say anything. And so, I was on a searching spree just to find out whether there are any roots to her statements. And this is a clip where Maina Njenga himself was hosted in one of the media stations. And Maina Njenga is saying very categorically that vijana hawataisha, these groupings will never end because they are there to protect communities. And you'd believe this is Maina saying it. And in fact, he's saying that he's not giving this group a name like Mungiki or anything, but the youths will ever be there. They will be called upon to protect their communities. And I want you to listen to Maina Njenga and tell me whether this is not an indirect admission that yes, there is Mungiki and I'm leading this sect and we will use it to protect our people. Kindly listen to Maina Njenga.
Unajua sasa wakisikia Mungiki wanaingizanga njeve
sana mpaka leo
title ni ex Mungiki.
Acha nikwambie, hakuna community haina jeshi. Na jeshi haitaisha. Haitaisha siku hata moja. Sababu community lazima ikuwe defended na watu ambao wamezaliwa huku. What is the work of the youth? It is to defend the community. Yeah.
So you inamaanisha,
what do you say?
Unasema ya kwamba vijana lazima wako. Waitwe majina, wasiitwe majina, wako.
Na kazi yao ni kudefend, ukisema kudefend community.
Kazi yao ni kudefend wazee.
Kudefend aje?
Kudefend katika kila njia. Unajua sasa ukiwa kwa boma uko na vijana.
Yes.
Vijana ndio wanaangalia mzee, wanampeleka hospitali akigojeka. So the work of the youth is to defend the family and the community.
So unasema Mungiki bado wako?
Sijasema wako, nasema vijana. Nasema vijana wako.
No, explain to me. Nanacheka.
Nasema vijana wako, lakini si ndio walikuwa wanaitwa majina ya zamani, Shingororo, sijui Taliban nini, lakini vijana hawawezi isha.
You know, his admission was very startling because in a way he's like trying to corroborate what Kate Waruguru was saying. When Waruguru made these statements, people thought that they were far-fetched. She was looking for political mileage. She's only speaking like that because she supports Rigathi. But now when you listen to Maina Njenga speaks, then you kind of want to believe that indeed they will resuscitate this sect, this grouping. Now, in Kenya, we have groups like Sungu, we have Chinkororo, we have Mungiki, Jeshi la Baba. These are groups that were outlawed. But when you hear some of these groupings being linked to the government, then you understand why we will never end violence in the country. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell. Please like our videos. Thank you very much to those who share videos and those who give us much support. I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is true, you all know that this is going to be a battle just like it has ever been between Maina Njenga and maybe by extension William Ruto and Rigathi. Because Maina Njenga is now working for William Ruto, if at all these allegations are true. And of course, Maina is saying the youth will forever be there to protect. So he's only but trying to prove what Kate is saying, that the vijana are there, what will be their responsibility to protect. And that is what Kate was saying, that they have been called upon to protect, to offer protection and security when Ruto lands in Mount Kenya. And it's very startling. The question that people are asking is just one, because this is a contest between Maina Njenga and Rigathi. But why Maina Njenga? I want you to look at this clip and you will understand that Maina Njenga controls those youth. They kind of swear allegiance to him. A very large grouping that any politician would want to use. So with the numbers of youth that he controls, we've seen this many times, you all know that William Ruto would be very happy to set him up, to set him against Rigathi Gachagua, because Rigathi also tends to control Mount Kenya and he controls the youths. So William Ruto would want to divide the youths. Others will be going to Maina Njenga, others will be going to Rigathi Gachagua. When this happens, he reduces the amount of pressure from Rigathi Gachagua and he reduces that support base. Then he will also be creating a narrative that Rigathi Gachagua is not in full control of Mount Kenya. Number two, there is that fear factor. Mungiki is associated with not very palatable things even to imagine or to remember. And so he wants many people to fear. When this fear is solved, then maybe people will stop going to the rallies that are attended by Rigathi or his allies, people like Senator Medu, Senator Karungu Athangu, and all that Senator of Nyeri, Mutai Kaiga. So that fear factor will at least keep people at bay, you know, such kind of thing. And if people are not careful, then you regrettably might just find people fighting. People are, you know, shedding blood. It's something that we don't want to imagine, because if there is something that we want a very peaceful country. But ladies and gentlemen, there are three questions that people want to they're asking. Number one, will William Ruto and his allies, especially from Mount Kenya like Kimani Ichung'wah and the group, condemn this group? Will they condemn? Because we all know that Mungiki has been outlawed. If at all they will resuscitate this, people are really waiting. Will it be Rigathi Gachagua alone and people like Keto Waiguru condemning this? Or will it be, we are really waiting to see, because if it is an outlawed group, then it cannot be allowed. So people are keenly watching what exactly will happen. In the past, it has been when these youths came up, they were killed or abducted or arrested. And there's another group of politicians who came up and they were saying, our children are being massacred. It's been a tug of war, politics and theatrics as always. So we are waiting to see whether, with the rise of and the emergence of Mungiki, will the politicians around William Ruto condemn it? Number two, will Mount Kenya subject themselves to be used again against each other? Because the bottom line is, whether you give them the name Mungiki or whatever, these are youth from Mount Kenya. The only difference is maybe they take oaths and they start working with weapons. And if they are allied to Maina Njenga, Rigathi Gachagua and his people will have their youths too, because I don't think every youth in Mount Kenya is a Mungiki. There's another group that will be swearing their allegiance or its allegiance to Rigathi Gachagua. So what will this mean? If they are set up against each other, they will be fighting. And you know, the political ground that the government will use is that when two groups have met and they are fighting, they will use that to block any kind of gathering that will be convened by Rigathi and his people. They will say, you know, youths fought and all that, so therefore this is a security threat. But will Mount Kenya subject themselves and allow themselves to be used again? Remember, Rigathi, Ichung'wah, Ndindi Nyoro subjected themselves to be used and they fought Uhuru Kenyatta. During that moment, they were being told Raila is bad, he won't be in this government. Raila is now ndani. Uhuru Kenyatta, whom they were fighting, ndani. Will they do it for a second time? Because if you ask me, they should not allow anyone to rub them against each other to fight. Not only in Mount Kenya, but any Kenyan, especially our youths, must not be used. They should allow themselves to be used by politicians. Have you realized that when youths are being set up against each other, politicians' children are not there? Either they are in Karen and those posh estates, or they are abroad. They are not. Some of them are not even learning or working in Kenya. Then they will be looking for other people's children. They give them money, and then they go die on the streets. This is the worst thing that should ever happen to us. So people are waiting. Will Mount Kenya youths especially subject themselves to be misused by any other politicians? And this even goes even to the ones that support Rigathi Gachagua. Will they subject themselves to be given weapons to attack them? So it's a scenario that must not happen. And this is my appeal. Please shame these politicians. Don't allow yourselves to be used. Wakati mnapigana, mnaumizana, mnauana, wale viongozi wengine watoto wao hata hawako Kenya, hawako kwa hiyo vita. The last one is, this is a trend or an attempt to tame Rigathi Gachagua by all means, his influence. Who will Mount Kenya youths choose? Will they choose Rigathi Gachagua or will they choose Maina Njenga? People are really waiting to see. It is a contest, a supremacy battle. Who exactly will win? And I just want to pray that it's not winning by weapons. I feel people should shed blood. But by the end of the day, Maina Njenga has been given this support to try and wrestle power from Rigathi Gachagua, who has unlocked Ruto from Mount Kenya. So what will happen? Because as we speak, he has been somehow declared as the sole Mount Kenya kingpin and spokesperson. He speaks on their behalf. With the entry of Maina Njenga, who will they choose? Will it be Rigathi or Maina Njenga? We are really waiting to see, but I want to just repeat. Shame on you if you are any politician who is planning to use innocent youths to kill each other. Shame on you. Let us not misuse other people's children. So, ladies and gentlemen, tension is brewing in Mount Kenya. Maina Njenga has admitted youths are there and their role is to protect. Kate Waruguru is saying, yes, Mungiki has been resuscitated. They are there they are going to offer protection to the local politicians who are not wanted by the local people. I don't know what you think. Please share with me your comments or your thoughts on the comment section.